I've highlighted some articles and videos that use keywords from our past content. These are short, simple, and easy to understand even without much context. I hope this helps expand your English expression.
Review and different perspective. Reading practice. For speaking. Read silently or aloud, as if you were telling it to someone else. Articles and essays are read aloud and paused after each chunk or sentence, giving you time to read and understand the meaning before moving on. The video does not stop, so pause it where you want to practice phrases or any parts that interest you. This is happening. Children learn about money from their early experiences and family attitudes, which shape their beliefs and behaviors as adults. Early lessons can lead to lasting financial anxiety or misconceptions about money's power.
About their personal financial decisions now in the present.
How can we make sure our children learn healthy attitudes around money? And how can we confront and correct the deficits in our own upbringing? This is Your Brain on Money. So, Dr. Cable, when we're growing up, how does our brain take in money behaviors?
We're born at a stage where the brain isn't fully developed yet. And a lot of the final development of the brain happens outside in the world, compared to other species.
And so the brain is taking in the information and is putting it into categories, is making associations, is making narratives from an early age.
And we start to develop these thoughts that are called money scripts. And so just like an actor is given a script and told in a scene how to act, when certain things happen around money, our brain gives us a certain thought, and then we know the script and how we're going to act.
Our early experiences in our family system and directly around money have a profound impact on our beliefs around money, and our beliefs around money predict our financial outcomes. If you grew up poor, money is something that's scary. Not having money is scary. The problem is that as you grow older, maybe you do have money, but you still have that fear. You still have that anxiety because you can't shake that belief. There'll never be enough money.
On the other side, folks who might be really affluent and privileged, they might think money can solve every problem, but not build up mental toughness or withstand things that sometimes money can't solve.
And so children are being constantly exposed to the attitudes, the mindsets, and the behaviors of their parents and other loved ones around them and their relationship around money.
If all of this is happening at an early age, what are the real-world effects later in adulthood? Kathleen and Brad were kind enough to share their own stories growing up.
My mother gave me some money to go buy milk. It was the good old days when you could go buy milk when you were a kid unsupervised. And so I ran off with my friend. We got the milk, and I can remember there was a nickel change. And when I got home, I gave my mother the milk, but I did not give her the nickel. And of course I got in trouble. What I walked away with was my love of money is shameful. that there's something wrong with my desire to hang on to this nickel that is not okay. And so as an adult, what is interesting is I've always been good at managing the money, making money, but my love of money, my desire as an entrepreneur to be profitable, actually, I had to work through some of that shame and that discomfort, I think, because I was sent the message that it's not okay, Kathleen, that you love money so much that you want to keep it.
So I think I associated not having money with pain and anxiety.
I'll do that. Growth happens outside your comfort zone, so take action.
How many times have you said, "One day I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow"? If you're serious about making a change in your life, you have to be willing to take steps outside your comfort zone. It won't be easy, but the only way to get out of your current situation and grow is to face new challenges. So, don't shy away from the process. Nothing good comes from staying in your comfort zone. If you would like to have a chat about your career change, my DMs are always open.
It could be. Before blaming others, consider if it's your fault. Taking responsibility is the first step to growth.
Think before you blame others. It could be your fault. During my teens and mid-30s, I was very proud of my sharp eye. For spotting anything strange in my food. At home or restaurants. I would regularly pull out a strand of human hair from my food. I know it sounds yucky. But talent is talent. What do you do when you find a hair strand in your food? You consider discarding the food, of course. You consider throwing away the food, of course. But your first emotion is? Who to blame? The urge to blame others is the most basic human emotion. And since I was having food cooked or served by others, I always had someone to blame. It was only in my 30s when I had the opportunity to stay alone for a few weeks each year. That I started noticing a pattern. I was alone and cooking myself. And yet, the hair would sometimes make its way to my dish. My graying hair sealed the investigation. My graying hair ended the investigation. My graying hair confirmed the investigation. Most likely, it was my hair, and I had blamed everyone I could. The same happens to our careers. For the most part, we can take action, if we want to. We can upskill. We can work harder. We can reach out more. We can be more diligent, and you get the point. We can be more careful and hardworking. We can be more careful and thorough. Yet we blame others. As the week winds down, Think of what you blame others for at work. And see if you are the ones to be blamed instead. I am, of course, not asking you to own up to your colleagues' incompetence. Not asking you to blame your coworker. Not asking you to admit to your colleague's lack of skill. I am only suggesting it could be you. Evaluate objectively. Because that's the first step to growth.
Pattern practice. Have you talked?
Have you talked to a counselor? Have you talked to a counselor about this? Have you talked to someone? About the abuse you experienced as a child. Have you talked to your husband? About what he will do. If you say no.
Thanks for watching. I hope this helps your learning English.